Hey, thank you for checking out another short Devo. If you saw our last one, How Deep Is Your Love? This is actually part two to that devotion. Remember, we had the woman who crashed the dinner party. She poured out like a $30,000 bottle of perfume on Jesus. She cried and used her tear and hair to clean Jesus's feet, and we saw the reaction of Simon or Simeon, the dinner host, how he was like, "Ugh, gross." Jesus knew who she was. He wouldn't let her touch him. And Jesus said, "Look, this woman has treated me better than you have. She's wonderful. She loves much because she's been forgiven much." And that was a challenge to us. Do we understand our forgiveness? Do we appreciate our forgiveness? Or do we have our forgiveness? Now, this one is a little bit different. These are actually the disciples of Jesus Christ. The first story that we see in John chapter 12 focuses in on Judas's reaction. And we think, Judas, he's the bad guy. Of course, he's going to react that way. And Judas was like, man, we could have sold that perfume and give all that money to the poor, which, I mean, he ain't cared nothing about the poor. He just didn't want to see all that money go on the floor wasted like that. And he reacted in that way. And Jesus corrected him and actually not only allowed the woman to do it, but he applauded the woman for doing it. Now, there's another situation um, where it actually, in Matthew chapter 26, verse 8, it doesn't single out Judas. It includes all the disciples. It says that all the disciples were furious. What in the world? I mean, I'm thinking before I got furious, I'd be looking and say, "Hey, Jesus, how do you feel about this? I want to know how you feel before I react." But it says they just went off the chain, furious about this woman pouring out this perfume. And we're not sure if these two stories are the same ones or two different ones. They seem to be two different ones in two different locations, but the reaction was the same. They both were worried about the cost rather than the love. And remember, Jesus taught us in the previous devotion that if you're forgiven much, you're going to love much. So this woman is loving him and pouring all this stuff um, on him. And the values of the people begin to show. This girl's values had nothing to do with how much the perfume cost. This girl's value was how she could use the perfume to honor Jesus. And the disciples, I mean, they're still learning, I get it, but their values, they valued the cost of the perfume more than they valued an opportunity to honor Christ. And I think this is really important for us to realize because a lot of times we're called to do ministry. We're called to invest in people's life. And there's a lot of people in our ears going, man, that's too much of an effort. Man, that's too much of a cost. Man, you might want to think that. Man, people understand that you can't go that far out of your way. That's too much to give. That's blah, 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 blah. But what do we value the most? Do we value these price tags? Do we value convenience? Or do we value these opportunities to honor God, to minister to other people, to worship God, to express the love that's overflowing because of the vastness of the forgiveness that we realize that we got? And I see as a Christian who values Christ's honor more than price tags, that when we find ourselves in a situation that we see an opportunity and we feel led to help with that opportunity, then if we have the ability, it's a no-brainer. We do it. And I know it's easier said than done, but give yourself permission to live in love and not be hindered by price tags or people's opinion. If you have the ability to meet a need, if you have the ability to take advantage of an opportunity to glorify God, do it. Do it. I know there's situations where there's been ministries that have been halted or stopped, and then people actually celebrate, hey, I just saved the church a bunch of money. But when we read this story, we don't see Jesus concerned about the money that was saved. We see Jesus concerned about whether or not we're using these things to honor God. Now, am I saying be wasteful and reckless and irresponsible for money? No, I'm not. But I'm also saying that when we get blessed, it's not to hoard it, it's to invest it. When we are given resources, it's not to just keep to ourselves, but it's to use to bless others and to honor Christ. I'm saying that when you realize how good God has been to us and how much He has poured into our lives, and you realize and understand the forgiveness you have freely received, you're going to want to go love. And don't let the penny pinching opinions of other people prevent you from loving the way that God created you to love. Understand your forgiveness. And then go and love like you've been forgiven. Appreciate you tuning in. If you got something you want to pray about, talk about, look us up, First Baptist Honey Path. We'd love to hear your heart. We'd love to pray with you if you have any prayer concerns. And again, appreciate you tuning in. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.